knowing the applications of the movements, it's really valuable, because if you know all of your options or something, and you know like what the power of an animal is, when you're knowing the animal intelligence, it's not so that you, even though these are martial arts, like it's fighting techniques and fighting usage, if you know how to do this, you don't have to use your power. It's about having the power, but the power of the intelligence of the animal, which gives you incredible infinite flexibility in life. Because a person who's powerless is more likely going to need to fight and to feel powerless. So this is about mastering the intelligence of each animal in movement, so that you understand what it is that you can do in any situation. And each animal for each level in each region does have some, the way that the animal fights is something related to what those levels and regions are about for your personal development. So we'll just to keep that in mind, because some people think, oh, well, I'm never going to fight. Why do I need to know how to fight people? It's to know direction, shape, mind, all these different things, how the body works. So starting with level 1, the chicken. So the most common chicken that I've shown, I'm going to try to show as many of the animals' movements as I can, so that you can see. So we have this one. So every movement has an attack and a defense, but you can think of it as yin and yang, meaning something that's going out, something that's going in. So because energy can be coming at you, you don't meet force with force. So you have to have the yin part of it and the yang part. So with the chicken, the first part is just this position here, where when you come, you're hitting into these things can be anywhere. So the chicken is territorial. It's very much about the body's movement into the space. The second part of the chicken is, if he were to, sorry about that. Yeah, okay. We also need to be careful with how we use our power. That's why you want to master this, so you don't actually hurt somebody unless you meant to. So let's just say he just does some regular punch, mostly that I chop and I kick. They go together, and actually if I'm on my right side, I'm kicking here and breaking the bone, breaking and chopping, and then moving in with my body into the territory. So that's the first chicken. All the chickens have chops. There's other ones. You can just see that's what they're doing. Yeah. All right. So the snake, like the linear level, is about sneaking and about being in the change. So if I'm straight on, I'm never really straight on. If I'm straight on, I'm going to go. I'm going to start on the right side, but I'm actually going to attack on the left side. So I'm going to show this movement first. So it's just that if I'm standing straight on, I come in here. That's pretty straightforward. So then when you have this one, just to hold your arm out. Okay, so we'll just do this. So I have coming across and striking here. So it's two pieces like that. And then the third is just, if I, with my body, you can just, obviously I'm engineering this because otherwise I'm going to end up hurting. I'm using not my arm to hit him, but my body, my arm from my body hits. So you throw a punch in this hand, just straightforward. I have a clean chop, move out. So that's another snake. And then this one is just chopping going this way. But all of them have, with the footwork, it's about being unpredictable. You don't know which way it's going. And the hands, because they're like this, it's always like choking or striking with the fingers. The chicken and the snake both use the fingers. The cat is the only animal that has, because the cat is really like domestic cat. It's the only one that you would call the force is a yin force. So yang force is the force that's coming out. It's masculine, but cat is purely defensive. Its cat washes the face. So you just go like this. Yeah. So it's just clearing. It's clearing, and then. So now, if you were to also kick, whatever leg you kick. Ow! No, just kidding. So. Yeah, if you kick, go ahead. You got to come in more. Just extend your leg out. So, because if he punches here and if he kicks, I clear this way. So there. That's why it's two things. 1, 2. As you can see, even just here, I have to engineer it because if you're actually in a situation. Nobody's going to, okay, wait a minute, before we fight, can you just stand up? Don't move to the side. The angles in teaching it is important because I have to, right now I'm responding to him, so if you just put your arm out, so I'm going to just do it a little slowly, relax your shoulder. So, without hurting, I'm just moving it out of the way, like that. And it's relaxed because the cat is relaxed. So the tiger's tail, tiger now, we're talking about, so the tail is the power of the side, and it's the whipping of the tail, and you can just see just by doing it, like here's the trigger, here's the bullet, and I'm using my body, the arm has something, because it's relaxed the tail, but it's just like that. And then the other tiger's tail is like that, just turning the whole body and then hitting. So with tiger pouncing, there's several tiger pouncing. So one is just in the double-handed tiger pouncing. It just, you don't even need to strike me. It's just I'm just grabbing and I'm if you hit to the heart. One of my teachers would say like to stop his heart. So it's crouching down and then striking. And the single-handed tiger pouncing, which is more like this, is more coming in. So that's the attack. And the defense would be maybe if he is I pull and I attack. Just stay where you are. So it's that. Once I'm here, as I pull down, I'm striking out like that, and you can like break the arm. So like that. Okay. Also, with the tiger, a lot of the tigers fighting starts at a distance because it controls the space from a distance. A snake has to get right to you, and it's more close in relationship, because a snake, its aura is very small. It only knows kind of what's in its proximity, but a tiger can be already starting from far away and already be where it needs to be. So it covers its prey with its with its intention, and then and will use its energy to lock an animal invisibly, and then when it leaps, it hits from there. So the bear, we have the importance of the bear claw and the power of its big size, its ferocious power to like it's a lot of crashing through. So one way is this. You can see you don't even like to be around any of this. He's sorry he offered to be the thing. So if you're just practicing, there's this, but when you're in movement, you're just like, and just coming through, and like you're breaking it from high to low. And you can also use the bear claws. If you've seen this movement, this part's the bear, and that part's the tiger. So that's one bear. The other is kind of it's got part cat washes the face, and then you come up here, and then you like smash through. So it's this fast. Yeah. So it's, you can see that if I'm starting, yeah. So I'm starting. Yeah. You okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very unpleasant.
It is.
And, you know, I'm teaching this in personal development. I understand these things, but I'm not a fighter, so I don't have the training and the practice. Like, you don't, the beautiful thing about, you can learn these things and it gives you a preparedness, but a real martial arts fighter is way more practiced at all the intricate arts. So like when I'm saying put my arm out and you're doing this or that, I have to adjust because I'm teaching theoretically. Yeah. And but if I practiced this and I got into fights and practiced, I would be much more beautiful and skillful about doing this. But I don't need to. I just want to understand it inside myself, all the different directions inside myself. So dragon, there's a lot of dragons. So one, just we're doing the cat washes the face, is this one. So this is like, if you don't hit here, then you hit here, then you hit here, then you hit here. So you can just see it's the spiraling out. Unpleasant, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then another one is the opposite way. If you were to grab my wrists, like I come up, and well, this one goes out, this one goes back. So you can see he grabs very fast, right? And it's not, you can feel if I do it from my arms, he could lock, if he uses his entire body and his feet, and don't worry, I won't hit you, and I just don't use my body, I'm not gonna have the strength to defeat him. So, but if he grabs me and the whole body's involved, like right, you can see there's just a quick springing from my feet. Okay, so there's the dragons that look like there's this one, and then there's this one. So for the first one, this one is here. And you can just feel it. It's instantly bony and painful. So this one is, and again, it's not the arm that goes out, it's the body. So I'm using the body to do that, like that. The second one is more, when the legs are not, it's one of the only ones that are not really hip distance. They're almost behind each other, and it's a crossing over, so you can just see what that is. And I'm using the opposition force, because if I do it like this, that's one force, but if I cross it over, you get a lot more power. Yeah. Okay. And then just hold your arm out. So then. So this one, like this, I grab, as I pull, and I spiral down, and then I hit here. So just put it out, I'll do it kind of fast. But you can see if I'm coming in, I don't even need to use my arm, but this is about the coiling of the body, the spring of it, that when you're coiled down, the trigger's pulled back, so as soon as you let go, when you come in, it springs really quickly. So it's like, whew, spring, hit. Okay. It's probably enough. Well, one more dragon is, I don't know what its dragon name is, but it's called Throw the Rock on His Head. So pretty self-explanatory. So when you go down, and then there's a spiral. So, and in this one, the body spirals like you would see like a dragon in a parade, you know, down. So on the other side like that. Okay, horse, very straightforward. The first one, you're grabbing, you're starting like this, but you're grabbing, and as you pull, you punch, and you have this, and straight through horsepower, so like that. Pretty straightforward. So, and the other thing is if you're doing it like a horse leaping, this foot, what it's doing is braking right here. So you're as you're coming in, you're pushing, you're pulling, you're braking all at the same time. Highly unpleasant. So, and the next one could be someone grabbing you, but you're taking your force inside and you're coming straight up. That's pretty obvious. And if you have horsepower, like you're gathering all through the center, and unlike the tiger, which kind of is more the whole body, the whole time and space, like covering you, the horse is like very straight through. The monkey isn't a killer, isn't a predator like that. It's much more about drama and mischief, and just, I've said like an asshole. So everything with the monkey is causing problems. It's much more like, fuck off, like get out of my face. So the monkey's thing has this kind of like this sort of thing, like that. So when it comes to its defense, it's always because the monkey's smart, like a human, it's protecting its brain. So this, when you're moving in and it's shrinking to expanding, so a monkey's thing is to like move in, like to be really small. It's also, monkey is very like bouncy and free like. So the monkey doesn't have, like the snake is always just moving along the line. The monkey can just kind of be wherever it wants. It's very messy, but it's from small to big, and it's always making sure it's protective. So that's one. And then this movement, which is a version of this, is that first I'll just show you the movement. So you have this, that. So you're breaking the arm, you're coming up to the head, you're cracking the head like that. So break, I don't want to do it. So, yeah, that's what the monkey is. And the last one is this one, which can be done same leg, same arm, same foot. So in this one, you have the coming down, but while this is pulling, this is coming forward. So it's also unpleasant. Okay, so the hawk also is big to small. Where the monkey is small to big, the hawk is big to small. A hawk sees the smallest thing in the matrix and then grabs it. So there's several ways it works. The fingers are more pointy, looking for the point that it's after. And so hawk and eagle, they are similar but different. They both kind of have this. They both have wide eyes that can see everything, but the eagle is the controller of the sky, but the hawk is just a predator of small animals and things. So one part is that it starts high and then it goes low and comes in attacking what it wants. So you have this. So you can also do it high. It's about the side power. So if you were to grab me here, I come back, I pull back, and I come through, poke, poke, poke. So that's one hawk. Another hawk is, if you just hold your arm out for a punch, it's just, I block it, and then attack. So there's an attack. I didn't necessarily say with every animal there's an attack and a defense, but one arm is always in the attack and the other's in the defense. It always happens at the same time with all 10 animals, because the yin yang, you always have to have an opposition going. So so I'll go quickly. So bear out of the cave, it's like, oh, nothing, and then to me, if I was in any situation that I felt like I was under threat in some way, and I had to use martial arts, and I didn't know who I was dealing with, but I felt like I needed to be quick, fast, smart, and like defeat somebody very quickly, I would use this. Because if you can just think, bam, and bam, you would neutralize someone. So I feel like, because if I'm just standing here and I just come in immediately and just hit as hard as I can, you'd be knocked out and holding your groin. So the hawk has this, if you just practice this movement, and it is about this kind of like side power that because you're taking your center of your body, you're moving it to the side and then wah, hitting. So another version of this is this one. And you can see it goes, it's boom, boom. That doesn't get him, this gets him like that. And so you can do it low or high. Okay, the eagle is also big to small. It's got much more of the eagle region 4, the hawk level 4, both are in control. They're the masters. But arguably, you could say that the eagle, it has the most power because it is over top of a tiger. The tiger masters the land, but the eagle has mastered the sky and sees everything. So everything comes from big. And unlike the hawk, which is precisely looking for what it's looking for, the eagle like comes through and just like it's bringing its force from on high. You know, really, if you look at the animal kingdom, if you've ever seen a hawk, they are the most scary, they're most beautiful, but scary animals. And they have, talons that can rip up. The eagle, yeah. So one eagle is, so the defense is, if you punch, is just, it's almost a little bit like this one, but is as I come up and then I come down. And anywhere you hit would be unpleasant with that eagle. Another eagle is, you just grab my wrist, is the changing, so I turning my palms over, coming under, coming down, and you're using your body like an accordion, so grab me quickly. Ow. Sorry, you okay? I didn't even get you at the right part of me, but the heel of the hand, so let's just do it slow, don't grab hard, just be soft. So I come under and keep holding me. So if he keeps holding me, my body can feel my body in there. And then if you just put your hands under me, just so you can feel that, I come down the heel of my hand from my body. So that movement, you could see, oh, look, there's the eagle. Like, you don't want to get caught in that. Okay, and then the last one, I think it's called, one of the names is Suicide on the Tombstone. And the ego is the only, in all the movements, every animal, your weapons are your fingers, the heel of the hand, or the back of the hand. So that's, or this part. And then there's also the knee, and then there's the feet, there's this part of the foot and this part of the foot. Anything can be used, but the eagle's the unique one that uses the shoulder. It's the only one that uses the shoulder. So I come in and I hit with the shoulder, and also the head from the third eye. It's just, but in this movement, like there are so many ways in which I am making sure that I have gotten to what I want. And then the movement, the way it comes back up is to come back up again. So like that. So there is a down and an up to the eagle. Any thoughts or questions?
No, I just...
You want some more demonstration?
I want some ice.
Sorry about that. You know, I think it's just important to note, like, there's two reasons why I don't generally talk about it. One is that I'm not teaching martial arts, and I don't want people to get confused that this is about hurting people or fighting. So that part, I just want to clarify that it's about mastering yourself and having that readiness. And you probably don't experience that part of me at all. We've been working together for days, but there was no part of you that felt like you were under threat when we were practicing. But I have inside of me an awareness of opportunities and directions from my Dantian that whatever he does, if we were in a real situation, I have choice. And the choice is why I'm peaceful. Because I don't feel under threat of violation in some way. I know that I can take care of myself. So it's having that preparedness. So it's not really about fighting, because ultimately when you go out to do what you want in life, people are going to give you resistance, even people you love, like your partners. You know, you have to have an ability to pay attention and listen and adapt and master your world if you want to manifest who you are. And I feel like, don't get caught up in the idea that you have to be fighting, but don't get caught up in the idea, and this is going on in our culture, that somehow you're going to legislate people into good behavior, or that people are going to be fair. Everybody's, for best or worst intentions, is doing what they want. And if you have a mission from your soul, you have to understand that the world is not like, it's not just out there trying to help you to manifest it. You're going to have to go out into that matrix and master the relationship of getting the world to be a reflection of what it is that you're trying to do. So if you're not manifesting something you want, you're going to go lead a class and you wonder why people aren't coming. Like, it is the grappling with other humans and their patterns and their behaviors, however conscious or unconscious it is, that you know that whatever's going on, you're still getting your destination, and you have infinite flexibility inside yourself in relationship. This is what makes this work, Taoism and Taoist movements, different than yoga. This yoga is an ascetic path for a single person by themselves. Yes, Tai Chi, done by yourself, you practice by yourself, but this is about relationship, because it's yin yang. It's always in the duality of life between people. So that's one thing. And the second thing I want to say is that I don't do this part of it because I'm not good at fighting, because I'm not a practiced fighter. If I wanted to do that, I would have. My life didn't present me with physical violence much. I mean, the odd fight at school, ever. So I never felt like I had to learn how to fight, because I've never really felt like I was really under threat for fighting. So when I teach this, like, you can feel I have a lot of power, but it is a little bit almost sloppy and dangerous if I start using it with you, because I don't have complete certainty and control. Because if I play a piece of music for 3 months, 2 bars, I'm going to have like perfect execution. I have none of that in this. So when I'm demonstrating it, you're not witnessing a martial artist. That's not what I am. And in fact, my son, who by the time he was 16, 17, he was 6'4", and when we would play around like this, because we like to play around, and he's a big kid, big Dantian, like we ended up hurting each other. He ended up on the floor, bruising his tailbone and whatever, and he threw me into a wall. So I just really want to own that this is about personal development. I'm not saying I'm a martial arts master who knows how to fight, but I have that preparedness. But when I was practicing this and I realized this is a move for me, it gave me this sense that if anything was coming at me, and I'll just tell a quick story. I went down to get a haircut in San Francisco during the pandemic, and San Francisco during the pandemic was apocalyptic. There were just needles everywhere on the ground. A lot of people like wandering around homeless with no clothes on. It was a very scary, sketchy energy where my hairstylist guy was. And to make a long story short, I was leaving the hair place and there was a light and you had to turn at the light. And the car was just sitting there at the green light and he wasn't turning. So I went around him and he chased after me. And when we turned the corner, there was lots of traffic. And I don't know if I flipped him off, but whatever I did, I had some feeling of like fuck this guy, like he was chasing after me. But then I got stopped at the light and he got out of his car. And my first thought was, get ready. And I had this prepared. Like he got out of his car and was just walking towards me. And what I thought to myself is, this is not my karma. Like, I'm not here to fight people. I'm here to be ready to deal with any situation. But do I want to actually practice this to see if I'm any good? And the answer was no. And then the light turned green and he was 5 feet from my car and I just drove off. But I had the feeling in me, and I know that my body supports me. Mm-hmm. And even in teaching you over the last few days, like what I feel is you want to have a harmonious relationship with your body so that your body feels joyful to be moving in. So when you're trying to train it to do these movements and it's not doing it right, it's because you don't understand yourself. But if you understand yourself in your body, it makes it so much easier to be in life and confront whatever comes in front of you. And that's, to me, the reason to learn these movements. And one last piece is that in our playing together and touching, you can see that not necessarily in this little video, but in general, the feedback of being touched and being in person helps you. When I'm saying, if you're going to the chicken, you just do this, right? And I push against you, you immediately learn, you can feel, oh, this is what it's like to have my whole body as a power into my fingers, and then that helps you. But if I just tell you about it, that's different. So you can feel, that feels good, right? Yeah. So that's another reason is like the sense of what the movement is about gives you a feeling of how to be in your body.